Hi gems, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and like the video coming in. Y'all see my cute little new shape? I think I'm feeling this. I really like this. So today we're going to be doing a Christmas set. So the colors that y'all are going to be needing is your basic Christmas colors. Red, white, green, and black is not really a Christmas color, but hey, we're going to use it. Starting off with this nail, I wanted to do a plaid design. Now, if you're not good with making straight lines, I would say take a nail and just practice on it. But I'm still working on my straight lines. Most of the time they come out straight, but sometimes I still have to go back and clean them up. So to start off the nail, you're going to start off by drawing you a vertical line going straight down the nail, not directly in the middle, but to the side. Because you're going to need room because of your other lines are going to be on the other side of the nail. So it's kind of like you're going to create a T shape using the base color. But this line is going to be the thickest out of all the rest of them. And I have a really bad habit with touching things when they already look perfect. I'm like, I can just straighten this one out a little bit more. And then I end up messing up the whole thing and be like, damn, why did I even touch it? This plaid design is all about line work. I feel like this is like the perfect design to help you get your straight lines down if you're trying to perfect that. And make sure you are using your pinky to stabilize your hand when doing this. That's going to be your best friend. Now, the second line is going to go at the bottom of the nail, and this one is going to be thick too. You won't start to do any thin lines until you get to the other side of the nail. But since we're already here, let me give y'all a little trick. So with doing line work, if you feel like you're about to mess up, lift the brush up off the nail. I'm telling you, it's going to save you some time. Because I was like that. I was like, oh, I got to get it done in the first try. Like, don't lift the brush up. No, I learned to stop doing that. As soon as I feel like I'm getting a little shaky or I'm starting to mess up, I hurry up and lift the brush up off the nail. I'm like, And if your hand is not as steady as mine, you can always rotate the nail. Rotating the nail is going to help that line draw out itself. So, for example, if I put the brush down on the nail, right, instead of me moving the hand that the brush is in, all I have to do is stabilize the brush right there and rotate my hand, and it's going to draw the line for me without moving it. Let me know down in the comments, like, what would you call this shape that I have? I don't know. It's like a mixture of, it's almond, but then it's kind of like stiletto round-ish. So I'm like, what is this? What is it called? I went ahead and cured the white to start doing my black lines because you do not want them to mesh. So after I put my gel polish on my brush, I'm going to take the brush and rub it on whatever palette that you have to thinning it out, because you don't want to place it and next thing you know you have a big old glob on your nail. This is a really good close-up for what I was talking about earlier. So you see how I'm taking my hand and I'm dragging it down? Either you can do this or you can move the nail upward to where you wouldn't be doing no work with your other hand besides stabilizing the brush, and you'll just be moving your nail. You're going to start by drawing 3 lines on each of the stripes. 2 on the outside and then 1 down the middle, and go ahead and cure that, because once you start to do the same thing for the bottom line, you don't want it to drag out and get on the white, because then that's going to be a hard spot for you to try to clean off without taking off the whole design. So to save all of that time, just go ahead, once you do the first 3 stripes on the white stripe, just go ahead and cure it, and then start to go ahead and do the other 3 on the bottom one. We are almost finished. So taking whatever color you desire, I want to do red. So taking the red, you're just going to draw a thin line on the opposite side of the nail where we haven't drawn any stripes on. These nails is definitely giving me Burberry right now. If your lines end up a little wonky, do not hesitate to wipe it off and start all over again, or to take a little acetone and clean it up a bit. I wanted to incorporate the green somewhere in this nail because I'm going to have green on the rest of my nails. So I was like, okay, so for the last stripe at the top of the red line, I decided, okay, let's add a little green. In this part of the clip, you can see that I'm going to start like flipping my hand back and forth and keep staring at it because I was honestly kind of iffy about how that green looked. It looked funny at first and I was like, I don't know if I really like it, but the more I looked at it, it started to grow on me. For the next nail, I wanted to do a holly. So for the green of the holly, I wanted it to be darker, so I just mixed some black and the green that I already had. I didn't want to mix it all the way throughout the green because then I wanted to use it. Starting off, you want to take a thin amount of that green you just mixed up and start by drawing a V in the corner of your nail to start the base of the holly. Make sure that the lines of the V are far apart from each other because if not, when you start to do the next step of the design, it's going to look like one big old glob. Now for this part of the design, you want a lot of gel to be on your brush because you're going to have to start flicking outwards. Now you can do however many flicks you want to, but I usually stay in the range of 6 or 4. And you're just going to start from the base and you're just going to work your way down and start flicking off to the side to create a little mistletoe. I did not like the way the flicks were coming out, so I ended up wiping it off and starting all over again. And this is what I want to tell y'all. Do not be scared to start over again. If you do not like the way something is coming out, it is okay to wipe it off. Because guess what? You want to put your best work forward at the end of the day. After you're done curing your leaves, you can start off by taking your red and drawing your little berries. Well, not actually drawing them, but taking a dotting tool, it makes it way easier. Now you're just going to put 3 on there or however many you want to, but I think 3 is the accurate amount to put on there. After you're done drawing the berries, make sure you cure them so we can start to do our highlights and make these things come to life. You can just leave the design like this, or you can do the highlights. It's honestly optional. The highlights are just going to give them that extra oomph. So taking the little thinnest amount of the white, you're going to start off by drawing a line down the leaf and you're going to flick some out. Now, it doesn't really matter how many you flick out. You could do 1, you can do 2. It honestly doesn't matter. You want it to look as natural as possible. You just want it to look like there's a stem there. Y'all, this bow was definitely a work in progress. Like, this bow is a trust the process type of bow. This was not my best work of bows. I think it's because I tried to do it like another method. Instead of me drawing the center first and drawing the 2 outside parts last, I decided I was going to trace it out first and then try to incorporate the center of it somewhere in there. See, this is why you just have to stick to what you know and what works for you. Y'all, just watch. To make this bow come to life, I took some black and mixed it in the red so it can become a darker red, so I can trace out the middle of this bow so people can see it. I used the same color to start to kind of draw like some wrinkles in the middle so you can see the dimension between the middle of the bow and the sides of the bow to kind of make it come to life even more and to add those little extra details to it. After I cured that, I took a little acetone and mixed it with some of the black gel polish to kind of dilute it a little bit, because you don't want to put straight black on there because it's going to be too harsh to create those hollow parts in the bow. To make the bow look really realistic, it needs those hollow points in the bow. So I added the black just around the top of the bow and the bottom. That's all you need to add, is at the top and the bottom. To finish off this bow design, I was like, it's looking a little too plain. I don't want to leave it. So instead of me using the red that I used for the bow, I used the same red, but I just mixed it with a little acetone so it could be more sheer. So y'all ever seen when people wrap gifts, right? And they use the little sheer ribbon to wrap the gifts with? Yeah, that's what I wanted it to give. I wanted it to give sheer and not solid red. I already did my final cure to the bow so I can be able to do this design and not mess up the bow. So with this design, all you're doing is drawing a car, y'all, not a car, a cross around the bow. After I add the top coat, this is it, y'all. This is the final look of the nails. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'm going to see you on my next one. Bye.